Today was supposed to be one of the happiest days of Aisha. She woke up excited. She had good news. She had big plans. Everything felt perfect. But then something strange happened. Someone asked her a very simple English question, a question you probably hear every day. How are you? And Aisha gave the same answer she had given for years. I'm fine. Just 2 words. I'm fine. But for the first time, those words didn't feel right. Because she wasn't fine. She was excited, happy, nervous, hopeful, a little scared. And suddenly, she realized something shocking. No matter what happened in her life, she always said the same thing. Good day? I'm fine. Bad day? I'm fine. Exciting day? I'm fine. Stressful day? I'm fine. Was she really expressing herself, or was she hiding behind the safest answer in English? Today, Aisha is about to discover 25 better ways to answer one simple question. And by the end of this story, she will learn something that changes the way she speaks English forever. Aisha, you look very thoughtful today.
I am thoughtful. Something happened this morning.
That sounds serious. What happened?
I realized that I always say the same thing in English.
Let me guess. I'm fine.
Exactly. How did you know?
Because almost every English learner does it.
Really?
Absolutely. Someone asks, "How are you?" And the answer is always,
I'm fine.
even when you're not fine.
That's true. Sometimes I'm happy. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I'm nervous. But I still say I'm fine.
Then today is going to be fun.
Why?
Because we're going to fix that.
This morning, I woke up feeling amazing.
Why?
Because I received wonderful news, something I had been waiting for.
So you were happy?
Very happy. I wanted to smile all day. I wanted to celebrate. I wanted to tell everyone.
And if someone asked how you were feeling,
I would normally say, I'm fine.
which doesn't match your real feeling at all. Let's improve it.
I'm great.
Perfect. Short, natural, friendly.
I'm doing great.
Excellent. That's how many native speakers answer.
I like that one.
Because it's honest. If you're having a wonderful day, say it.
That's easy.
Simple English is powerful English.
You know what's funny?
What?
Sometimes I answer, I'm fine, so quickly that I don't even think.
Like a robot?
Exactly. Someone says, how are you? And I immediately say, I'm fine, before my brain even wakes up.
Maybe we should put a sign on your forehead.
What sign?
Please choose a different answer.
That might actually help.
Let's imagine you're having the best day ever. What could you say?
I'm excited. I'm in a great mood. I'm having a wonderful day.
That sounds very positive. It is. People use it when things are going well.
But not every day is wonderful.
That's true. Life isn't perfect.
Sometimes I feel tired. Sometimes I feel disappointed. Sometimes I feel sad.
And that's completely normal. The important thing is learning how to express those feelings. I'm a little tired. I'm feeling a bit down.
What does down mean?
A little sad. Not terrible, just a little low. I've had better days.
That sounds natural.
Very natural. Native speakers use it all the time. I've been better.
So if something bad happened recently?
Exactly. That's a perfect response.
You know something?
What?
The more responses I learn, the more I realize something important.
What's that?
English isn't only about vocabulary, it's about expressing feelings.
Exactly. Language is connection. When people ask, "How are you?" they're often asking about your feelings, not testing your grammar.
I've never thought about it that way.
Now let's learn some responses for normal days. Not amazing, not terrible, just normal. I'm good. I'm pretty good. I'm doing well. Not bad. Can't complain. Things are going well.
These sound much more natural than repeating I'm fine every day.
Exactly.
Can I be honest?
Of course.
Learning these responses is easy. Using them is harder.
Why?
Because when people ask me a question in English, I get nervous. My brain becomes slow, and then I use the first answer I remember.
Which is usually, I'm fine. That happens to many learners, but confidence grows with practice. The more you use these expressions, the more natural they become.
I hope so.
Trust me, one day you'll use them without thinking. Let's play a game.
A game?
Yes, I'll describe a situation. You tell me the best response.
Okay, let's do it.
You just won a free vacation. How are you?
I'm feeling amazing.
Perfect. You studied all night and slept only 3 hours. How are you?
I'm a little tired.
Excellent. Your best friend is visiting tomorrow. How are you?
I'm excited.
Very good. You lost your umbrella, your phone battery is dead, and it's raining. How are you?
I've had better days.
Perfect answer.
You know, Omar, there's another reason learners always say I'm fine.
What's that?
Fear.
Fear of making mistakes?
Yes, sometimes I know a better response, but I don't use it because I'm afraid it might be wrong.
I understand, but let me ask you something. Have you ever learned to ride a bicycle?
Of course.
Did you fall?
Many times.
Did that stop you?
No.
Then why should English be different? Mistakes are not proof that you're failing. They're proof that you're learning.
I've never thought about it that way.
Most confident English speakers made thousands of mistakes before they became confident. Let's continue. Here are more natural answers. I'm okay.
Simple.
And very common. I'm all right.
Almost the same meaning?
Exactly. I'm doing okay.
I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling pretty good.
These are easy to remember.
That's why they're useful. You don't need complicated English. You need useful English.
Can I tell you a secret?
Always.
When I started learning English, I thought native speakers used very difficult words all the time.
Many learners think that.
I imagined every conversation was full of advanced vocabulary.
And then?
Then I started listening to real conversations, and I realized something surprising.
What?
Most people use simple English, very simple English.
Exactly. The goal is communication, not showing off.
That realization helped me relax.
So what happened after you learned all these expressions?
At first, I was excited. Then I became nervous.
Why?
Because I realized something. Knowing the responses and using them in real life are different things.
Very different.
I started asking myself, what if I forget everything? What if I freeze? What if someone speaks too fast? What if I make a mistake?
Those questions sound familiar. Many viewers are probably thinking the same thing.
Exactly. And suddenly, my confidence started disappearing.
Oh no, what happened next?
I stood in front of a mirror and I practiced again and again and again.
Did it help?
A little, but the fear was still there.
Fear doesn't disappear instantly. Sometimes you have to move forward even while you're afraid.
That's exactly what I learned.
Let me tell you something important. Confidence is not the beginning of the journey. It's the result of the journey.
What do you mean?
Many learners think, first I'll become confident, then I'll speak English. But real life works the opposite way. First you speak, then confidence grows.
That makes sense.
Nobody becomes confident by staying silent. Confidence grows through action.
I wish someone had told me that years ago.
We still have 2 beautiful responses left. I'm a little nervous.
That's me right now.
And that's okay. Being nervous is normal. I'm feeling grateful.
I love that one.
Why?
Because gratitude changes your perspective. Even on difficult days, there's usually something to appreciate.
beautiful answer.
After practicing all these expressions, something unexpected happened.
What happened?
One morning, I woke up and realized something. I wasn't worried about English anymore, not because I had become perfect, but because I had stopped trying to be perfect.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
For years, I believed perfect English would make me confident, but now I understood the truth. Speaking creates confidence, not the other way around.
Exactly.
I looked in the mirror and asked myself, "How are you today?" And for the first time, I didn't say, "I'm fine." I smiled and answered, "I'm feeling grateful." And I actually meant it.
So that was the moment?
Yes, it sounds small, but it felt huge. For years, I used the same answer, the safest answer, the easiest answer. I'm fine. But that morning was different. For the first time, I stopped hiding behind one sentence. I chose words that matched my real feelings. And honestly, it felt amazing.
Why?
Because I finally felt like I was communicating, not memorizing, not repeating, communicating.
That's a powerful difference.
It really is. And something surprising happened. The more honestly I answered simple questions, the more natural my English became.
That's because language is not just vocabulary, it's expression, it's connection, it's sharing your thoughts and feelings.
You know what the biggest lesson was?
Tell us.
The biggest lesson wasn't learning 25 new responses.
Really?
No, the biggest lesson was understanding that English doesn't need to be perfect. Many learners think, I need perfect grammar, I need a perfect accent, I need perfect pronunciation, I need perfect vocabulary. But that's not true.
Then what do they need?
They need courage, just enough courage to speak, just enough courage to try, just enough courage to make mistakes. Because every mistake teaches something. Every conversation builds confidence. Every sentence makes you stronger.
If you're watching right now, we want you to listen carefully.
Maybe you're someone who understands English but feels nervous speaking. Maybe your mind goes blank. Maybe you're afraid of mistakes. Maybe you always answer, I'm fine, because it's safe.
If that's you, you're not alone. Millions of English learners feel the same way.
And here's the good news. You don't need perfect English to start speaking. You can start with simple English. You can start with short sentences. You can start today.
Because confidence doesn't come before speaking. Confidence comes from speaking.
Before we finish, let's quickly review all 25 responses. Happy responses. I'm great. I'm doing great. I'm feeling amazing. I'm really happy today. I'm excited. I'm in a great mood. I'm having a wonderful day. Life is good. Everyday responses. I'm good. I'm pretty good. I'm doing well. Not bad. Can't complain. Things are going well. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good. Neutral responses. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm doing okay. Difficult days responses. I'm a little tired. I'm feeling a bit down. I've had better days. I've been better. Mixed feelings responses. I'm excited and nervous. I'm a little nervous. Special response. I'm feeling grateful.
25 ways to sound more natural. 25 ways to express yourself. 25 ways to make your English feel more real.
You know something, Omar?
What?
I don't think I'll ever stop saying, I'm fine.
Really? After all this?
Of course not. It's still a useful expression, but now it's only one choice, not my only choice.
And that's the important part.
Exactly. Now I can choose words that match my feelings. If I'm excited, I can say it. If I'm grateful, I can say it. If I'm tired, I can say it. If I'm nervous, I can say it. And that makes every conversation more meaningful.
That's what language is all about.
So the next time someone asks, "How are you?" pause for a second. Think about how you really feel. Then choose a response that matches your emotions. Not because it's advanced English, not because it sounds impressive, but because it's honest.
And honest English is powerful English. Now we have a question for you.
Out of all 25 responses, which one is your favorite?
And be honest. How many times have you answered, "I'm fine," even when you felt something completely different?
Tell us in the comments. We read them all, and we'd love to hear your story.
Maybe today you're feeling great. Maybe you're excited. Maybe you're a little nervous. Maybe you're feeling grateful. Whatever your answer is, write it below.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, keep believing in yourself. One conversation at a time.
And remember, you don't need perfect English. You just need the courage to use it.
See you in the next English adventure.
See you in the next English adventure.